What purpose does the gentleman from Florida seek recognition?
I have an amendment at the desk.
The clerk will report the amendment.
Amendment offered by Mr. Ross of Florida. At the end of the bill, before the short title, insert the following section. None of the funds made available by this act may be used by the Secretary of Defense to close a commissary store.
The gentleman from Florida is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to offer an important amendment to this year's Military Construction and Veterans Affairs Appropriations Bill. My amendment would protect access to commissaries for our active duty service members, our veterans, and their families. As a representative of a community with such a strong military presence, I've had the honor to be advised by a number of active veterans and military leaders. The requests have always been consistent. We must not balance our nation's fiscal problems on the backs of our veterans and active duty personnel. Unfortunately, the Secretary of Defense released his fiscal year 2015 budget request for the Department of Defense, which included the proposed closure of commissaries. Just last night, I held a town hall meeting, and a retired Chief Petty Officer, retired Chief Master Sergeant Richard Redhill, voiced his concern over the closure of commissaries. Now look, there are already attempts out there to gut their health care by way of cutting TRICARE. There are attempts out there to gut their cost of living adjustments. Let's at least leave their commissaries alone. Let us respect the obligations that we owe to those who raise their right hands to give the ultimate sacrifice of their life in the defense of this country. Our military is the most advanced and well-trained the world has ever seen, not just because we are the best in technology and weapon systems, but also because of those men and women who volunteer to stand in defense of our country. I want to thank Chairman Culberson and Ranking Member Bishop for their hard work on this important funding measure, and hope that my colleagues will join me in adopting this important amendment. With that, I yield back.
The gentleman yields back. Is there further discussion on the amendment?